So this is a call to action to all of my Egyptian peeps out there. You know who you are. You're the ones that get really excited when I speak about Isis or Hathor or Sekhmet even. You know, when you see the pictures of the temples, you get that deep resonance that you've kind of been there before. Don't even get me started on the Great Pyramid, because that's just a whole new level of just excitement. But you know what I'm saying? You know, when you see all of that, hear all of that, something comes online. Now, to add to that, you're also a conscious creator. You are here to do something big. You've got some kind of like offering inside stirring away. It's like an energy that's bursting out, right? And you haven't quite got the coordinates or the map and compass to kind of birth it yet. That's what I'm talking about. I need your attention right here, right now, because I have a very unique offering that I want to share with you. And this unique offering is a very unique sacred tour called Tablets of Light Tour. So this Tablets of Light Tour is a sacred mission and expedition, as I call it, to the lands of Egypt, working through the temples, but in a very unique way. This is not your average tour. It's actually being birthed and created by me for a very specific reason, and it's to bring your ideas, your creations online, to bring your mission and your purpose online, crystal clear clarity, to bring your awareness of what gifts and skill sets you have to support that mission and purpose, right? So the reason why it's unique is I've created this tour as a kind of like a mystery school, like a modern mystery school, because we work through the temples as classrooms. And the reason we do that is because we activate and bring online all of these dormant superpowers you got lying within you. You know what I mean? You've got all of these understanding, wisdoms, teachings, knowings that have been waiting to be activated at this now time. Because right now, the energy's off the charts. We're going on to a new level. You signed up, you agreed to bring something very special online now. And that is why I agreed to bring the Tablets of Light, opening the portal to call all my peeps to meet you there in Egypt. So if I have your attention, okay, take a big deep breath, because I'm going to go into a little bit deeper. But yeah, let's get stuck in. So who's it for and why now? It's for conscious creators, manifestors like master manifestors, visionaries, thought leaders, teachers, game changers, anyone who is here to just change the game, systems busters. Okay, that's all of the above. That's you. So that is why I created the Tablets of Light Tour. It's a meeting place for us all to come together and for us to activate our most powerful frequencies, which in this case, if you're watching this video, is Egypt for you, as it is me, and bringing these ideas and these creations into fruition, into physical form. Now, that is where Heka comes in. Heka is magic and medicine. That is another offering that I bring through for you to remember your alchemy, your powerful gifts and abilities as master alchemist, to be able to create and bring things into the fullness, into a reality. And you have a project, you have a business, you have a vision that you want to bring forth. Well, it's time to land it all the way through. Time to land it, activate it as a sacred architecture, and have it standing in successful formation as long as the Great Pyramid did. It's still going strong. So if this is kind of how your vision wants to be, if this is the legacy that you want to leave behind, I suggest you meet me in Egypt. How it all works is like a mystery school vibe, meaning we work through the temples as if they were classrooms. And that's exactly how they did it back then. The initiates would work through each temple, and as they graduated, they would go on to the next one, and there would be initiations to be taken to unlock so they could access their power, abilities, and their gifts and their skill sets, right? So we're doing exactly the same, but we're doing it in a more practical, ancient wisdom, modern day living kind of way. And what I mean by that is when we start the process of the Tablets of Light Tour, we start communicating and connecting before we even get to Egypt. So I have opened up some classrooms of myself. We come onto Zoom and we start to work with each other. We start to run the energy and the frequency. We bring through, I work with you to help you spit and polish your intention. So it's very, very clear, because that is your anchor all the way through this experience. So then there will also be shared information. I will give you pre-teachings on all of the temples that you can sit at your own pace and just sit with and work through if that's your vibe. I know I like to research a lot, so that's why I put that out there. And then when you are first landing in Egypt, all of that pre-work has prepared your system for the frequencies of the ancient land, because the ancient land, it's very magical, it's very powerful, and your energy needs to be aligned with it. So you're going to float into Egypt in a very beautiful way because you've done the pre-work. Then we start to move through each temple. Okay, each temple has medicine and it has codes and it has information for you. We access it energetically, but we constantly keep bringing it back to your intention. For example, the Great Sphinx is all about mission and purpose. It is an earth altar. It will activate and open portals with you for the very beginning of your journey, which is why it's private visit number 1. The second private visit is on the same day. It's a bit of a game changer. For the Great Pyramid, and that is going to activate your receiver and transmitter codes. You're going to also access her medicine on what it is to be a divine creation in physical form, standing the test of time. I mean, that's the Great Pyramid. So you get where I'm going with this. Each temple offers you some magical teachings, magical medicine to activate your idea. And we keep bringing this into the modern day, because let's face it, we don't still live as an Egyptians. We moved on since then. So we have to bring the Heka, which is the magic and medicine, the alchemy, from that ancient way into modern day living. And that is what we're here to do. And essentially, that is the new earth, right? That's what this is all about. So each temple starts to unlock your idea and brings you the creative codes for you to start putting plans into action, right? So once we've completed the tour, you then kind of like go home and let it all settle down. But then this is where the magic happens. We then start to, probably about a couple of weeks afterwards, we meet once again and we go back into our energy classroom and we start to work and we kind of revisit how you're doing, how's it been, and we do some more work in unpacking your experience, because one can get very overwhelmed from an Egyptian tour. The energies are very big. It's very sort of like it can be quite intense, as in like there's a lot going on, and then you go home and you think, well, what was that all about? Well, I have made sure that that gets unpacked and integrated into its fullness. That's where you usually lose things here, and that's why I say this is a very unique experience in the way it's been designed. It has very, very powerful intention and purpose, which is bringing success to your endeavors, right? So we meet with that group and then we let it ride a little bit further, and then you come to a one-on-one session, which is the cherry on the top with me. And then we really, really integrate the experience and we kind of put a plan together. This is where it crosses over into very practical. So you've collected all the codes through Egypt, you've let it integrate, you've gone through your rest phase, and you're now starting to make sense of it. But now we have to have a plan of action, which you are going to follow by bringing and landing that idea and bringing it into the physical realms. And then that is where the magic happens. So you see, that is a very sort of general overview of the tour. There are many other things that I wish to share with you, but they're going to have to just come on the tour. So that is how it works. So the itinerary is shared in a link, so you can go through it in its fullness on the website. So I encourage you to go and have a look-see there and just read through it, take your time, get excited about it. But for here, I'm going to just share generally kind of how it feels, the look and feel. So first of all, the Tablets of Light tour is a high end. It's a very, very high standard of a tour, meaning your food, you know, it's 5-star chefs, 5-star hotels, 5-star Nile cruise, all of the above. I mean, why not travel in opulence? It's what we deserve, right? Abundance codes deluxe, you know? So this is how the Tablets of Light tour rolls, okay? So we have 3 private visits. All mineral water is included. It's which is very important in Egypt, and it's unlimited. And you're also going to get all your meals included as well. So you will have to pay for absolutely nothing. There are in-house flights, there are domestic flights, and there's also transfers and all sorts of things. But that's what I mean by all-inclusive. So this is an all-inclusive, high-end experience, because why? You deserve it. So now moving into the itinerary. So the itinerary on day 1 is 2 private visits on the first day. Yes, I thought we'd start with a bang. So the first one is the Great Sphinx, and that is a sunrise private visit. Then we move to sunset private visit in the Great Pyramid. Not unusual to have a private visit with the Great Pyramid, but at sunset, never been done. So there's a reason I've strategically put that there. and you'll find out when you come on the tour. So now sandwiched in between that is an awesome camel ride, which is just the best fun ever, and it's just a lot of fun, right? So there's a lot of like little surprises along the way that is kind of like weaved into the tour, which you'll experience. Now, shopping is also kind of placed in different parts of the tour as well, so you get an opportunity to go and sit with the people, be with the people. It's a 5-star experience. So we've made sure, or when I say we, my co-creator Waleed, Captivating Egypt in Egypt, he has made sure that we get the shops to ourselves, and we have like, you know, we have that quiet time where we can actually just walk around the shops and enjoy. Now, one of them, which is really powerful, is a Bedouin experience, which is the sacred oils. For those of you that work with the sacred oils, they not only give you a sniffing, like, you know, a sniffing session, as it were, they also teach you about the healing capabilities and the healing abilities of these oils, that the Bedouins, you know, how they use it, which is awesome. And also as well, jewelry. I mean, like, I just love a bit of Egyptian jewelry, and for those of you that like shiny things, you will also have an opportunity to do that as well. And those of you that like statues, same. Okay, so all of that is woven in, and it's really important to interact with the Egyptian people. It's part of the experience. So that is important. So then once we've moved from day 1, we move to day 2, where we go to the Serapeum. Now the Serapeum is in Saqqara. It's still in Cairo. It is an underground tomb, and it's only been recently given access to the public. So that's very exciting. Then we get on our flight and we go up to Luxor. This is where you'll experience the 5-star Nile cruise, and we will be stopping off at each temple. We'll just be sailing down the Nile, stop off at each temple at leisure, and just live our best lives. So that's how that kind of like rolls out. The last temple and the last private visit is experienced through Temple Philae, which is the most beautiful temple ever. It's the Isis temple. This is where the tour comes into a crescendo. All of the codes, all of the stuff that you've been experiencing comes into a sacred point now. So you will be in that private visit, in the Holy of Holies, witnessed and saying your intention of what your promise is beyond the tour. And that is where the Heka happens. That is where the magic happens, landing your creation. So that's a very, very important private visit, that one there. And then we travel back to Cairo, where we'll be experiencing Cairo in a very different way, because we're going to some sacred churches. And then I start to change the frequency a little bit and connect you in with the scenes. And that is like Yeshua, baby Yeshua, and his parents, Joseph and Mary, who hid underneath a church in the sacred crypt. We will be going there. So we'll also be experiencing the Cairo market, which is one of my favorite places, because it's old Cairo. And I mean, you really want to feel Egypt. You really want to know Egypt. You really want to know Cairo. That's where we're going. The smells, the spices, you are going to love it. So we slowly kind of like mellow out as the tour comes to an end. But it doesn't really come to an end, because after the tour, you have like a little bit of rest time. This is where the magic happens. We then fire up again in a group teaching classroom, and we're going to sort of unpack your experience, because it is kind of like there would have been a lot that's gone on. I'll help you integrate, bring in further frequencies to help you do that. And then at the very, very end, we let that marinate, and then you come for a one-on-one with me. Now, this is the balloon pop moment, because everything that you have experienced, we then in that one-on-one session really unpack it to make it crystal clear exactly where you're going, what you're doing. Everything is online now. You know what you're doing, you know how you're going to go about it, and already it would have started to form. So this is like powerful. This is why I say this is a very unique tour for unique conscious creators, if you're ready for it, you know? So all the way through the tour, even during the temples, I will be teaching, I will be bringing through you know, all of the like breath work if needed, drumming, you know, I drum, I channel, I do all of that, and I bring exactly what you need in your systems to keep the energy flowing. And if any one of you kind of come to a sticky point, I am there to help you unpack it. So this is very unique, and it's very individual and personal to you. So we make sure, it's me and my team, we make sure you get from there to there successfully. That's the tablets of light. So where do you go from here? So your next step now, if it is a sacred yes, you go to the other link, which is a no-cost Zoom call. We dive on a call. Let's get talking tablets of light. Let's see if it's the perfect fit for you, and start unpacking and honing in on that intention and get the energy flowing, okay? So this tour is kicking off on the 27th of April, okay? It finishes on the 7th of May, and it is already in full flow. Are you hearing the call? Are you with me? And if that is a sacred yes, see you on the no-cost Zoom call.